Hi, I'm I have a frog in my throat. I have a frog in my throat. I'm gonna turn off the light. Or maybe I'll leave the light on. And I should have combed my hair. So you have to do everything backwards here. I look fine. I'm gonna sit and knit while I wait for people to come online tonight. Um, what a way to start the evening with an I showed this online before. I am making a scrappy blanket. And it's something I enjoy doing. So I'm going to sit and knit until people come online. I posted that I was going to do a live late in the day today. It slipped my mind. I know I do this every Thursday, but I just didn't set it up to say that I was going to be on live tonight. So I hope I have a few friends that come online. I'm going to use my scissors here real quick. The more I mess with stuff, the worse it gets. Oh, and when you're online, the camera's backwards to what you think it's going to be. Let's try this here. Okay. So today is February 26th, and the month is almost over. It'll be Saturday will be the last day of the month. And actually, weather-wise, well, hi, Sunflower. How are you tonight? Glad you're here. I was kind of talking to myself. And AJ, how are you tonight? I have a bit of cabin fever going on. In this afternoon, I took my first hike of the year. I go to a nature preserve. So AJ's doing okay, and Sunflower's doing just fine. And Sunflower, do you have a first name, or do you prefer to go by Sunflower? Oh, it's Sunflower Marcia. I'm sorry. Do you prefer to be called Marcia? And speaking of sunflowers, I started petunia seeds about a week ago. Okay, Marcia, we won't go there. And anyways, I peeked at my petunia seedlings, and they've sprouted, and I'm so excited. So the hard part, now that they've sprouted, is to keep them growing. So, Marcia, do you like sunflowers or do you like gardening? Today I decided to take my first hike of the year. I went to a local nature preserve. Oh, she loves gardening. Good. And it wasn't muddy yet, so it was nice walking out there. And the nature preserve it's a wetlands area. And the ground is still frozen, so like I said, it isn't muddy yet. But in the springtime, there's parts you don't even try to walk through unless you got some good boots on. So it was kind of nice to be out, and I enjoy photography a little bit. So I took pictures of the Canadian geese. I still have I gardened too, Marcia, and I pulled out a small jar of tomato sauce. I thought it was um salsa, but it was tomato sauce. It tastes good. Tastes like summer, right? And I canned some salsa, so I brought that into the kitchen today so I could use that. So do you start your own Tomato plants from seed, or do you buy them at the store? Or do you buy the plants at the store, I mean? I love gardening. You buy your plants. I do a little bit of both. Um, I was excited that my petunia seeds sprouted. So I bought 1 packet of petunia seeds, and there's only 20 in the packet, and I had saved some from prior years, so I have quite a few. I put, in each little cell, I put, like, 4 seedlings in case they didn't all germinate. It looks like most of them did. I have a video on that if you're interested, Marcia. Um, I talk a lot about finance, and people seem to like my grocery haul. And I come on live every Thursday night, and we usually have a topic. So we usually go off topic, and that's fine. I just try to do an icebreaker to get us going. So AJ's here and Marcia. And so Marcia, what part of the country do you live in? You don't have to name your town, just what state. Oh, you have a green stalk. I have 2 green stalks. Oh, you're in Pennsylvania. Okay. And I I have 4 raised metal beds. They're Vago Garden, if you've ever heard of them. So I have some strawberries in those one of the beds, and I have 2 green stalks. I mostly grow flowers in there, and in the spring I'll plant lettuce. And I like beet greens, the red beets. I like the beet greens. They have a slightly sweet taste to them, sweeter than spinach. So I'll grow those in my green stock and the lettuce stuff. And I've grown broccoli and got to have flowers in a green stock too. But I am ready for spring. So sunflower, were you in the big blizzard last weekend? I didn't pay close attention to that. I think New York City got clobbered pretty bad. And AJ, I don't think you got much of the snowstorm. We didn't get anything. Indiana, I live in Indiana, and we got a light dusting of snow. Just enough to make the streets slick, right? So, sometimes that's worse. Well, it's bad when it's gets above freezing, and then we get a little bit of snow and it gets down to the, high 20s and it's icy in the morning. Yeah, I'm over the snow too. And I like to watch Ryan Hall, y'all, and I guess there's another storm headed our way. I'm not sure. I think Indianapolis. I live north of Indy. I think they'll get more snow. And AJ's going to Florida. Yay! So have your suntan lotion ready to go. Yeah, Ryan Hall, he's good. I saw he has a new app out. It's $19 a year, and if there's a weather alert in your area, they will call you. I'm kind of debating getting it. So I'm not sure I'd hear my phone ring in the middle of the night. I sleep very soundly. So speaking of YouTube channels, I am not a pet owner. I'm gonna go off topic here. I found this. It's called a girl and her dogs too, and she's a dog groomer. I've never owned a dog, but she takes dogs that um, have been strays or for one reason or another, the owners couldn't take good care of them. And she grooms dogs, and it's just, I love watching this. She's got this big dryer hose. It looks like a dryer hose, and she hoses the dogs down, and all his hair comes flying. It's their undercoat. I don't know why, but I'm mesmerized by it. So it is relaxing. So I'm not the only one that watches it. But I don't know. I look at my eyes water just watching the show. And then she recently she did a couple German shepherds. They were sisters, and their owner had died recently, and I think the daughter took the dogs in, and they needed a good grooming, and the dander, oh my gosh. The dogs were black. They were beautiful dogs. And they turned gray when she was blowing all the undercoat hair out. It was kind of cool. So that's what I do in my retirement days. I watch videos. I watch some. I try not to watch a whole lot, but those are kind of relaxing. They're non-political, and so I guess that's the good thing about it. So AJ, I know you're going to Florida. Do you have family down there? I don't remember what you've said, but I know you're going. And AJ must be packing. So, so, um, okay, I thought it was family. Their parents are there for 2 months, so you're gonna go visit them while they're down there. So they're kind of like snowbirds. Um, I I don't know too many people that go to Florida for the winter. I remember when my grandparents were alive. Um, I grew up in Michigan, and a lot of retired people would go to Florida for the winter. I don't hear that so much here in Indiana. So I guess Michigan gets more snow. I think that's a safe thing to say. But when I was growing up in Michigan, we never had school delays or anything. But here in Indiana, I think it's because Indiana's mostly farmland, and it's hard for the buses to get out on all the county roads and everything. So seems like first snowflake and 2 hour delay, and then there's no school. That's the way it goes. Um, what else is going on? I thought of doing a day in the life video. It would be very short. I do more things in the summertime. I have my garden, and I like to walk and do some simple hiking. And I like to go to places that have flower gardens and stuff and take photos. I enjoy photography. So I am ready for that to start up. Um, it's just something I enjoy doing, and there's something about getting out in the fresh air and away from your cell phone and YouTube, all that good stuff. So, um, on Fridays, I have a Financial Friday podcast that comes out every week, and I talk about living on. I make almost $2,000 a month on Social Security and a small pension. So I go over my weekly budget every Friday if any of you are interested in following along. And AJ, yeah, I bet you can't wait to start up your nightly walks. The days are getting longer, and that's a good thing. When I walked out at my nature preserve, it was so good to be outside. I was out about an hour and just enjoying. I found deer scat. Isn't that exciting? I know what it looks like. And along the pathway, they mow down the path, and there's the green grass is just starting to come up a little bit. So spring is on its way. But we know there will be some cold and snow and whatever, so you can't really plant anything right now. See, a couple more people are on, so if you're here, say hi. Join the conversation. What else have I done this week? Haven't I don't want to talk about religion a whole lot, but I do enjoy the Bible studies. So I've been doing some of that this week. And I enjoy the quiet of the morning, have my tea and do a little bit of devotional, and then I'm ready to begin the day. So Sunflower Marcia, are you retired yet or are you still working? I'm gonna grab a drink of water here real quick. I drank my water. I'm good. And with spring comes allergies, right? So I'm not looking forward to the allergies starting up, but they will be here soon enough. Oh, you were an RN for 43 years. That's a tough job. So, Marcia, you can look for me on Fridays if you'd like. And I kind of go over, I do pen and paper, budget, and then I also have a spreadsheet. And I can't imagine being a nurse. I'm a retired accountant. I couldn't do blood very well. So, better with numbers. Okay, Marcia. So you're familiar with my channel then. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. And I've gotten a couple comments. People want to know exactly what my income is. So I'm kind of debating. There's some things um I feel should be kept private. And I don't mind sharing um my monthly expenses like my mortgage and groceries, that type of stuff. But I kind of keep the income quiet. And I'm not lying, I really do live on under 2,000 a month, but, um, I just like to keep some things to myself, confidentiality. And I think it's wise to, not tell everything to everybody. I was watching, Dave Ramsey the other day, and this one caller called in, and her and her husband had $3 million saved up, and they told their whole family, so they're always getting relatives calling, "Can you lend me? I my car's broken. Can you buy me a new car?" I mean, she went on and on. And the people on the Dave Ramsey show, I forget who they were. It wasn't Dave, but they said, "Need to learn to say no." And they kind of talked about, um, it's not always good to share how much you earn or how much you have in the bank. I think that's something we all need to be careful of. So, It's just common sense, I guess. But I kind of enjoy listening to some of Dave Ramsey's people. I think sometimes it's marriage therapy, but it is what it is. So, what else have I gotten into this week? Well, hi, Calamus, Cali Music, and I've forgotten your. I remember you were here last week. I'm okay sharing how much I have, but probably won't be in the next 20, 10 to 20 years. Oh, you're the young guy. I remember you from last week. You're still in your 20s, right? Yeah, you have all this, you have so much life to live. Oh yes, Walt. You're Walter. You're 28. Yay! I wonder what life will be like when you're like 78. Can you imagine all the changes? When I look back, from when I was in my 20s, yeah, well, if life still exists. I mean, the internet wasn't invented yet. We did have color television when I was 28. I mean, life is so different now. Um, we had, we had dial-up phone, with the circles, and you had to dial one button at one number at a time. I wouldn't want to go back to those days. Um, I've kind of wondered if we gone too far. Do we have more than we need these days? And that's kind of an interesting thing to think about. Um, I'm glad I have. Hi, Tim. How are you? So happy birthday, Tim. Did you have a big party or anything? I'd sing happy birthday, but I'd break the internet. Too bad we couldn't cut a piece of cake or cut a cake and spread it around and share it with everybody. And Walt, you're right. Um, oh, Tim, you're in the New York area. So how much snow did you get? I think I like being in my 40s. My 40s and 50s were probably my best years. Midlife crisis incoming for you. They don't talk about midlife crisis much anymore. Yeah, Dairy Queen Blizzard. That does sound pretty good. Are there ice cream cakes? Ah, those are good too. What would we do without Dairy Queen? So how much snow did you get, Tim? And Tim, oh, I've never had their fish sandwich. I didn't know that. We have a Culver's in our town, and I may have to go have a fish dinner one of these Fridays. And I think I think the commentator was being sarcastic. I forget which channel I was on. It was a newscast, and they said McDonald's fish sandwich doesn't have any fish in it. So who knows? But yeah, Culver's is good. And It was a long time before Culvers came to Indiana. I know they were out west more. So Timothy Timothy endured my live cast on Monday night where I tried to teach the Bible. I think I did pretty bad. So so apologies and thanks for putting up with me Monday night. I'm going to change things up a bit for that. Um, I found out I'm not going to go there. It just I wasn't in my comfort zone. Let's put it that way. And so everybody loves Culver's and Dairy Queen. You guys are making me hungry. So Tim, how much snow did you get in your blizzard? Or maybe you just got a big Dairy Queen blizzard. I don't know. I all our snow finally melted here in Indiana a week or so ago. Our weather's been crazy. It was really, really cold, and then a little over a week ago, it actually got up to 60 degrees. And the snow melted fast, and then it got cold again. But that's just the way it goes. So AJ's yours might melt by July 4th. Wow. So how much snow do you have on the ground? We haven't had a whole lot of snow the last few years. I don't know if it's cyclical or what, but we just haven't had much. Oh, you have a couple feet on the ground. Oh my goodness. Hi Jeanette, how are you? And it's 70 here in Tulare. I don't know where that is. Is that in a state? I've never heard of your town before. I'm glad you're here. Oh, that's right. You live in California. Okay. So you probably don't get much snow. I have a little notebook. I think it's right here. I thought I'd put it away. I write down people's names because I have a terrible memory. And this is the wrong notebook. No kidding. Let's go to Jeanette's house. You get snow once every 30 years or so. Oh my goodness. So you could be grown up before you've ever seen snow. I have my I have my knitting here tonight, so I may attempt to knit a little bit. I've had an exciting day today, which kind of good and kind of well, it's more good than anything. So a 45-minute drive to the snow, so it must be a mountainous region. Because I kind of know where Visalia is, and that's kind of in a valley. And anyone like the casino? No. Do you like the casinos, Walt? Oh, hi, Mary. How are you tonight? I'm not. Oh, you go to Vegas once a year? My daughter's been out there a few times. I guess there's a lot of golf courses. She doesn't golf anymore, though. So I so Mary, oh so I thought you were kind of commenting on me saying so. But you're just doing so-so, and I'm sorry to hear that. And I hope you have a good weekend. The older I get, the less I wanna go to populous areas. Like, I've been to Chicago a few times on day trips. I'd rather be out in the country. And, I did get a flyer in the mail. It's a bus tour, brochure, all the places they're going this summer, so I might go to a couple of them. And one is in Sagatuck, Michigan, and I've never been there. And then what was one of them? It escapes me now. Shoot. Most of them are just day trips, but there's a couple that were longer than a day. Do any of you ever take day trips or anything? My day trips are usually in my car. I tend to roam the Indiana countryside. It's kind of nice here in Indiana. I live near, well, an hour and a half from Shipshewana, which is a big tourist trap. There's a lot of Amish people there, and they've got some. There's a huge flea market. I think they're open every Tuesday and Wednesday in the summertime. And then they've got some entertainment places. It's mostly Christian based. Marcia likes to do concerts and shows. You have Amish in Pennsylvania. I was just thinking about that. I took a tour group. Um, we went to Williamsburg, Virginia. I did that one time, and we went to Intercourse, Pennsylvania, which is an Amish place. Yeah, Walt, there's Amish in Ohio. Okay, Marcia, that's a pretty part of the country. Um, if I had to choose another state to live in, I think I'd move to Pennsylvania. Oh, Walt, you just got your passport. I got one last year, but I'll probably never use it. Um, I I got the passport to update my real ID on my driver's license. Oh, you're going to the Bahamas on a cruise. Well, you'll have to tell us how it was when you get back. That sounds exciting. I've never been on a cruise. Has anybody else ever been on a cruise? Oh, so you're a seasoned veteran, Walt. You've been on one cruise before. Is it true you have to tip everybody for everything? Like when they carry your luggage on board and all that? Oh, you want an Alaskan cruise. Now that would be cool to get married on a cruise boat. That would be awesome. Did you get to see any whales when you were on your Alaskan cruise? And Jeanette's always wanted to take a cruise. I've never given it much thought. I think it's because 'cause I'm single and, it would be fun to go with if you were married or in a relationship. Oh, cool. Well, you saw some whales, orcas, and a humpback, especially in Canada. Very cool. I had a nephew get married. Um, he lives in Alaska, and I was going to drive from Indiana to Alaska. Okay. Well, thanks for the tip on tipping, Walt. So I was going to drive from Indiana to Alaska, and I got out the road map. Well, I looked online and I found out it's a long ways to go from Washington State to Alaska to go through Canada. That's a long drive. So I did not go. You should tip your room person. I have no idea. But I heard people talk about tipping people when you're on cruise ships. Marcia had a nephew get married in New Orleans. That would be fun. That would be fun. Lots of culture down there and good food, seafood. I bet that would be fun. Most of my family is here in the farmlands of Indiana. So not too exciting. Oh, the gumbo. Actually, it's kind of funny. My son sent me a picture with his two youngest kids. They're 6 and almost 9. And he said, "Guess what we got?" And I couldn't really tell what they were holding. And so I said, "2 more kids?" And they got some turkey chickens. I don't know what you call baby turkeys. So they grew. They had 3 turkeys last year, and we ate them for Thanksgiving dinner, and they were tasty. So they're going to do it again this year. And AJ, I don't know what a begnets is. Yeah, Mary, yikes is right. They did taste good. I'm not sure I could eat an animal that I raised. Oh, it's a donut. So there's I'm a city girl mostly. I want to buy my meat at the store, but my son he took the turkeys to a butcher and they did the deed. Okay, so Marcia can get donuts at a cafe. I know it's a French word. I think Mund, isn't that Monday in French? I'm with you, Mary. I prefer not to have a relationship with my food. There's bison farms in Indiana, and I went to one up an hour or so. It means world. Okay. Um, so anyways, you could eat a bison burger there. So I went on the bison tour and then I had a bison burger and I thought, oh, this came from one of the bison on the farm. It was good, but it was hard to watch. These live animals and I'm eating their dead relative. There's something about cows and chickens. They don't seem to bother me so much, but bison and even growing your own turkeys. And Timothy says it's it's pronounced beignet. Well, thanks for the update. I Are those in French? Are those French? I don't know. I took um I took French in high school back many, many years ago. Way before Walt was born. Let me think here. In the early 70s, New Orleans. Aren't they French? See, I am not good at geography either, am I? Well, Mary, bison are wild animals. It's not that they're mean, it's just um man is on bison territory. And yes, they do get attacked by them. So I guess they're big enough that they can attack us. So I watch a YouTube channel. A YouTube channel is called Cross Timber Bison. Cross Timber. He grows bison, and he's in, oh gosh, I think he's in Oklahoma, and he, even though the bison know him and he has names for him, he doesn't get out in the herd. He stays close to his truck. I was in um I forget where it was now. Tennessee, I think, and we went to a nature place, and it was a park, and there was elk grazing in the field, and the elks all had collars on them. So I thought they were tame, and I would start walking out to take pictures of them. And a warden came and said, "You can't go there." So I said, "Oh, they had collars on." She goes, "They are not tame." So, oh, so I got back in line like I should have. And Tim, yeah, a bison could kill a person. They have huge heads. Um, I've been to bison farms, obviously, and they're just huge. I mean, cows look pretty small compared to them. So we have to be respectful of wild animals. Speaking of wild animals, I think now the experts are saying you shouldn't feed ducks bread because it's not good for them. We shouldn't feed animal people food, which makes sense. Although, Tim, I bet if you tried to mess with a mama cow's calf, she might get mad at you. What about Cheetos? They're probably worse than bread. So what do ducks eat? I suppose you could feed them like corn and stuff. Oh my, you've got me thinking about Cheetos. I haven't had those in forever. So I feed birds in my backyard. They get bird feed. Speaking of birds, I heard this terrible clanking around my house this morning, and I thought it was birds pecking on my window. So I opened up I didn't have my curtains open yet, and it was a squirrel. Somehow he climbed up on the roof and he was crawling, he was running down my gutter. So he was pretty noisy. So leisure, OPEC at the duck pond. I don't know what OPEC is. Oh, people. Gotcha. I was wondering if it was a typo, and I was trying to figure out what it was. You type like me, Mary. Yeah, the birds, they get used to people feeding them. I know when you're near a lake or anything, the seagulls like to come and visit. Say, "Ah, humans, food." Oh, you're on an iPad? I took, autocorrect off my cell phone because I would type something in, and when I hit send, it was a completely different word. And sometimes the words were words I wanted to use. They would rearrange the letters, let's put it that way. So, yeah, I think, young people, they type with their thumbs, whereas I just do it with an index finger. Now I can type properly on a keyboard, but I never mastered the keypad on a cell phone. I was in Bible study this morning and we were kind of answering a question and we had a question from last week. So I said, "Well, I went on the PDF file and I hit Control F and typed in my question and the answer popped up." And I was surprised because I'm one of the old people. And all the young women didn't know Control F was to find stuff. So I taught them something non-biblical today. I was kind of shocked. And I think, Mary, I was in the business world, so if you have a Word document or Excel spreadsheet, there's lots of shortcuts you can use, and it works on most applications. So I discovered Control F works for a PDF file too. Control F is your good friend sometimes. I work more on, spreadsheets and stuff, so trying to find a lot of data, Control F helps. And then you have, back in the day, coworkers, they do something one way and they watch you do something, "I don't do it that way." So, "Well, this way works for me." There's more than one right answer sometimes. I know I have trouble with, Word documents. I know you can do, like a table of contents. Somebody showed me how to do that one time, and once in a while, I make a large personal document, and I have to look up how to do a table of contents. So do any of you, use your home computer for oh, that's a silly question. I enjoy, I have some documents I type up sometimes just for personal use, and I do my budget on a spreadsheet. I'm not sure I knew Word Perfect. Um, Once in a while on my channel, I'll do a Google Doc. I've given people access to documents, like I did a simple spreadsheet for budgeting, and I didn't wanna use anything from my personal computer, so I put it on a Google Doc. Oh, Mary, I remember Lotus, but I don't remember Word Perfect. And there was something before, um, oh, I forget what it's called now. There was something before, Access Database. There was a DBase or something, and I like that. And Marcia, I use my phone I not my phone, I use my laptop probably 90% of the time. and I have a love-hate relationship with cell phones. In fact, today I went walking at a local nature place, and I always text somebody. I was usually text my daughter when I'm going to weird places like walking out in the wilderness. And when I got back to I threw my cell phone in my pocket. And when I got back to my car, I have like 3 icons at the bottom of the screen, my phone, messaging, and one other thing. Well, they went away. I was not happy. I finally got them back, but I'm going, "Where'd they go?" So, and that's a reminder, especially for us women, if you're gonna be going somewhere by yourself, I always text a friend or my daughter to let them know where I'm at. It just pays to be wise and, well, in case you get hurt or something and, nobody hears from you for a while. We won't mention any names. It's kinda sad, especially when you get older and people get abducted or something, it's very scary. So, anybody else have any good ideas? See, we've got Mary here and Timothy. Did we lose Walt? We may have lost Walt. He may have decided to go to a casino. It's nice having young people online. Um, I wish I had all the wisdom I have now when I was younger. I would have eliminated a lot of dumb mistakes back in the day. Yeah, Mary, we do have to think about being vulnerable. And I think as we age, I know I'm more of a target because I've got white hair, so I'm elderly. I know physically I couldn't, if somebody tried to tackle me, I'd be lost. My only power, my secret power is I'm left-handed. So if anybody tried to jab me or anything, I could get him from the left arm or kick him with my left foot. I don't think most people would expect being clobbered from a lefty. The impact of being clobbered from a lefty. So I call that my superpower. And I always park. I don't go out at evenings very much anymore, but I always park under a light. And I've worked some part-time jobs over the years to earn extra money. And if it was 9 or 10 o'clock at night, I had no problem. Yeah, pepper spray. I have no problem asking someone to walk out with me. So, hi, Discovery Man. How are you tonight? He's on it with the pepper spray. My old boss, he knew I liked to walk, and he was always telling me to have bear spray on me, and I never did that. And I'm doing good. So, Discovery Man, do you have a first name you like to go by? I'm glad you stopped by. I think you're new. You're James. How are you tonight? I already asked you, didn't I? I have this short-term memory loss problem. And are you retired or non-retired? Your picture, you could be middle-aged. Yeah, the memory loss. What did I do to Oh, I did a really dumb thing this week. I went grocery shopping and I bought a dozen eggs and I had them on when I carried all my groceries out in the cart. The eggs are on top of a, a sack of food and they didn't look too secure. So I put them in my trunk with my other groceries, but I've got a beach towel in my trunk for whatever. So I laid the eggs in the beach towel and then went in the house. And the next morning, I opened up my refrigerator, thought, I know I bought eggs yesterday. Where's the eggs? And they were still out in the car. And I'm going, oh no. And it got below freezing overnight. And I opened them up and they were cold, but they were not frozen. So I was thankful for that. So, yeah, the experts say it's normal to forget things. But, like, if I were to open up my trunk later and saw the carton of eggs, if I didn't know what they were, then I guess you have a problem. But the fact that I remembered I bought them and I retrieved them and knew what they were, I guess that's normal. That was my silly thing for the week, is leaving the eggs in the car. So and they were nice and cold. They were the beach towel kept them nice and warm, I guess. Um And then recently, I have identical twin granddaughters, and we were in church, and only one of the twins was there. And we talked and talked, and at the end, I said, "Are you so and so?" They're identical. I went home and I thought, she must think grandma's a real idiot because she knew who I was at the beginning of the conversation, but not at the end. So, in fact, the one twin that I was talking with, she had dyed her hair a new color. So I said, "Did your sister dye her hair the same color?" She goes, "Nope, she didn't do anything to her hair." I said, "Good." So it's kind of fun having twin grandchildren. Oh, well, go Purdue! Yay! I'm glad you stopped by, Tim, and I hope you have a good weekend. I don't watch too many sports. I did think it was kind of neat at the State of the Union address. Trump had invited the American hockey team that won the gold medal at the Olympics, and they came in the arena, I guess, and they all had their gold medallions on and everything, and everybody cheered them on. I thought that was a cool moment. So that's my sports talk for the night. Oh, and I live in Indiana, and I guess there's some talk about the Chicago Bears potentially moving to Indiana. So I guess there's some negotiations going on. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I don't know what they'll call the Chicago Bears if they move to Indiana. What's in Indiana? Cows and corn and pigs? I don't know. I'm being silly. So, Mary, you saw that, and they say it's going to happen. And I saw a blurb the other day, but I guess they're talking about it. And I don't know. I don't think Gary, Indiana is pretty close to the Illinois state line, but I don't think they mentioned Gary. And I'm kind of surprised that the Bears want to leave Chicago. I don't know why. So we'll find out. What else is in Indiana's known for basketball, so I don't know why a football team would move here. Am I worried about the prices going crazy? They've already gone crazy. Oh, money? Oh, I see. I gotcha. Chicago is taxing. So Chicago isn't thinking very clearly, in my humble opinion, because how much revenue does a football team bring to the city? You got tourism, hotels, dining out. So if a football team leaves, there goes a lot of money out the door. And I know New York City, I guess a lot of businesses are leaving. So they don't think about, you know, cause and effect, I guess. So I hadn't thought about taxing. So that's probably true. Um, yeah. It'll put Indiana on the map. You know, Michael Jackson put us on the map at one point in time, so I guess the Chicago Bears would put us back on the map again. Interesting. And I've heard rumors. I live in northern Indiana, and there's all kinds of subdivisions going up. I don't know why they're building so much, but a friend of mine told me that a bunch of Chicago developers are buying these homes and everything, and the whole subdivision. I don't know about the whole subdivision, but they're buying the land and the homes, and that way people can work from home, I guess, and still work for a business in Chicago. It's kind of crazy. So that the big guys are the big guys are buying up all our land. Well, Discovery Man, I watch PBS sometimes. I don't have any streaming services. Most of my viewing is YouTube. Um, Books. I enjoy historical fiction. I read the Bible, and I have books in every room of my house. I have quite a few books. I have everything from fiction to I enjoy gardening and stuff, so I've got some nature books. I have more informational books, I guess, than anything else. So how about you, Discovery Man? Do you have favorite TV programs? Actually, I have this is my second smart TV that I've owned. I bought a new smart TV about a year ago so I could watch YouTube on it again. And I've got Roku. I have no idea how to use it, and I really don't care. So I turn it on for PBS, and I started watching the Olympics on the Peacock channel. And it was more commercials than Olympics. So I turned it off and watched them on YouTube. So yeah, TV is kind of a dying breed anymore. Oh, I used to love watching television, the Waltons, Little House on the Prairie, and you like the scenic views on TVs at Costco. I don't even shop at Costco. I live alone, so I don't have the need to buy 24 rolls of toilet paper at a time. or whatever you buy in bulk. So, I know a lot of my regular viewers, they don't have regular television, because I've talked about, All Creatures Great and Small on PBS, and, they don't have TV, so they don't watch it. And Marguerite, she's on here a lot. I know she doesn't have regular television. And I do, through my library, and I think it's nationwide, it's a app called Hoopla, Hoopla, and I can get it's called a binge pass, and I can watch the Hallmark Channel for free for 7 days. And there's also great courses, and I can also watch they came up with a British one here recently. I forget the name of it. So I can get free viewing of some programming through my library. So you gotta roll with the punches. And Marcia doesn't have regular TV or streaming service either. Um, I haven't had cable for a long time. I've got rabbit ears on top of my smart TV, which I really don't need anymore. And one of my grandsons, he goes, "What are those things on top of your TV?" And I'm going, "Antenna." He didn't know what I was talking about. He was a little bit younger then. Yes, Hoopla is free. Hoopla, I love Hoopla. You can get ebooks, you can get audiobooks, um, you can um, read magazines online. There's all kinds of free resources on Hoopla. So if you don't use your library, check it out. Oh, I wonder if they do have the Wall Street Journal. They have Better Homes and Garden. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they have newspaper services. That's a good question. I haven't checked. Oh, they didn't have any newspapers. The last job I worked at, I worked part-time and I retired, fully retired 2 years ago, and they would get the paper every morning, and I read the paper daily at work, but I haven't subscribed to a newspaper in probably 20 years, 30 years, I don't know. Long time ago. We rely on the internet. Um, I try to follow. I'm intermittent watching the news. I heard people talking about what was going on in Mexico, and I had to look that up because I hadn't watched the news last weekend. And I try to avoid all the daily drama. This week it's the Epstein files again, and Mary won't read the paper, it will just make piles. Yes. I agree with you there. Um, what did I use newspaper for? Oh, I've used newspaper to start a fire in the fireplace. That's about it. It is 8:09, so I usually talk for an hour, but if you guys have things you want to keep talking about, we can stay on longer. So Discovery Man, so you like the old shows. Oh, it's 5:09. 5:09. I can't talk. 5:09 in California time. Oh gosh. I don't think about time change so much. Being on the East Eastern Standard Time. Oh, Discovery Man, your name is James. I was scrolling back because I couldn't remember what your name was. So, James, do you have any streaming services you like to use? James, you are so right. The world changes so much. We all feel strangers in the world sometimes. My last job, of course, I was 68 then. There was a young lady, and this is just an observation, but this young lady, I referred to her as she, and my boss said they, and I said they. He goes, her name prefers she prefers to be known as they. And I said, they is a plural pronoun. And he had to explain to me that she was transgendering. I had no idea. And a couple months later, I referred to this person as she, and my boss goes, they. And I said, I'm sorry, this person looks like a she. So I definitely do not keep up with the times. And this person, they was a nice person and they did a really good job. I was just kind of confused on what I should call this person. And the person had a name that could be male or female. So that was even more confusing to me. So, yeah, sometimes it's hard to keep up with the times. Yeah, AI is scary. Um, oh, I was telling somebody the other day, what's his name? Jonathan Romney. He's the person that is Jesus in The Chosen. And I think it was on YouTube and it was in one of those shorts and he was in the hospital and he said, "Thank you for all the prayers and everything." And I'm going, "What is going on?" And I'm like 99.9% sure it was AI because I went online and looked up and there was nothing about him having surgery. And there was another one. He's showing his foot and he's got stitches all up and down the one foot. So it's really kind of scary. They take famous people and they make these AI videos and they look real. It's terrible. And James says, no streaming, no cable. And yeah, you have a hard time talking to younger people. I'm worried I'll say something they don't like. Oh, and the worst is you don't know what the young people are talking about. And I saw something recently where when a young person says 6, 7, it means that they're done talking about the particular conversation. I have 6 grandchildren, teenage and up, and I've never heard them tell me 6, 7s. But yeah, the AI, I don't know what to believe anymore. I've learned that if it's AI and they say, their mouth moves and stuff, but if their head doesn't move much or there's no other body language, it's probably AI because there's not the natural body movement. So that's something to think about. And I'm not famous, so I'm not worried about being an AI person. I just hope they make me better looking than what I really am. Oh, that wouldn't be me then, would it? But I do kind of wonder, is AI good for technology, like I don't know, like math problems. I can't imagine AI addressing human needs, but technology, it might be a good thing. And James, you are right. There's going to be a lot of job loss because of AI. That's very true. I know somewhere in northern Indiana, there's a big data center going in, and the data centers are using up tons of electricity. And I don't live in this area. It's just kind of what I've heard. But I guess electric bills are going to go up because of these data centers. And I heard one area, I don't know if it's true, they're draining all the watershed. So these data centers, they'll have very few people in them. They may have, um, like, my mind just went blank. Like the janitors, very basic, minimal operations, and it'll be all electronic, and that's kind of scary. I do worry about my children and grandchildren, especially my grandchildren, because the oldest one is in his early 20s. And what kind of jobs will they have? So, and who's orchestrating all this stuff? I don't know. I guess I kind of wonder if we've gone too far. Technology is great and stuff, but when has it gone overboard? And I'm doing all the talking. So, I know, so are you in the can I ask what I was gonna say what it are you James? My brain's working faster than my mouth. So what is your career in? Are you in computer science or anything else? You don't have to share if you don't want to. Mary, I hadn't heard of AI either a year ago. I know there's Chat GPT, and I haven't done anything with that. Um, I don't know. And then when I open up a document, even at home to read this, say, would you like blah, blah, blah to condense this or to summarize this for you? Well, no. It pops up every time I open up a document. Okay, you're a retired factory worker. Good for you. So your jobs may go away. I mean, they've got robots that do everything. So I'm learning. I saw in the news here recently. I never use Surrey. Excuse me. There's too much stuff out there. What was I gonna say? Oh, I have a small garden now because I keep hearing about all the bad stuff in our food, all the chemicals and preservatives. Um, they're slowly poisoning us, and that's not good. So I try to eat a lot of veggies out of my garden in the summer. I squash the bugs myself. I don't put bug killer on them. I pull the weeds. I try to use things that that animals don't like. For example, rabbits don't like the smell of marigolds, I guess. And I've read that some critters don't like sweet alyssums. They're little white flowers. They smell very pretty. So I have them growing in my garden. Oh, Mary, you had a phone that had Surrey. Surrey would say, I don't understand. I have, I've always bought cheap, unlocked cell phones. Mine's a Samsung. So maybe mine doesn't have all that good stuff on it. Once you get something, it's hard to go back to before. You said none of your business. You know what really gets me is Facebook is really bad about this. I will look up something on not YouTube, on the internet, and then when you get onto Facebook, there's all the ads. Like recently, my paper shredder died. So I was looking for paper shredder, and I haven't gotten an ad for that one yet. Must not be exciting enough. But that's annoying when you look for something and then all of a sudden you get ads on Facebook for what you're looking for. That really annoys me. But it is what it is. So my solution to Facebook is I'm not on it as much anymore. And I'm getting oh, I have a question for you guys. I have a Google. I have a Gmail for my simple retirement journey. I have a Gmail for that. And I got a phone call to my Gmail account, and it turned out it was some guy in the Ukraine. But any of you ever had that? I was totally confused because the dial tone was not my normal phone dial tone, and I didn't recognize the name. So I just blocked him. I know it's spam. It's spam. So I did go onto Facebook and I typed his name on Facebook, and he had the Ukraine flag on, so I knew who he was. But there was like 3 people on Face. He had 3 friends, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's kinda upsetting to get a spam call your Gmail account. But I had never had that happen before. And I have I guess it's an app. It's called Delete Me, and one of the YouTube channels I watched, if you signed up, you got a discount, and, I get very few robocalls. I never get a robocall, and Delete Me, they scan all the public databases, and they erase them so people can't find you as easily. So I'm glad I've got that, and I think I have it for 2 years, and if it ever comes up for renewal, I will definitely get it again. In fact, that's why I got rid of my landline, um, for the 2016 election. I think that's the right year. Um, all I was getting was robocalls for, political, "Please vote for so and so. Please vote for so and so." Nobody ever called me for anything other than the robocalls. So, so I got rid of my landline. Oh, you get texts for wanting to buy your house. I don't get those. Um, you should say, "Yeah, for $1,000,000." I haven't. I get emails once in a while. Um, yeah, delete me is good. Um, I think a long time ago I answered the phone and someone said they wanted to buy my house. I said, "Well, where will I move to?" They didn't have an answer for that. Oh my gosh. And here's another little tidbit. I got a letter in the mail about a month or so ago, and I haven't followed up on it, but my data has been compromised from a credit card company. I used them for like 3 months and closed the account. Well, they advise that you freeze your credit card, not credit card. My poor brain. Oh my goodness. There's 3 of them. Your credit reports. That's it. They say you should freeze all your credit reports so no one can scam your your information. They can get your social security number, your name, your address, and I just haven't gotten around to freezing them. But that is something we probably all should do. Mary says she was searching how people handled a problem I had with a friend, but didn't get a good answer from Google. Then I started getting all the recommended videos on YouTube. When I finally opened it was her answer. Interesting. Oh, I had an Instagram account for my personal name, and the ads were getting so bad that I deleted my Instagram account. Well, I decided to open up an Instagram account for Simpler Retirement Journey, and I haven't posted anything yet. But I remembered one person I used to like to follow, and I knit, and so I put her name in as following her on Instagram. Well, I'm getting all these knitting Instagram whatevers. Ugh. Mary, you're probably smart that you don't have Instagram. The reason I did it is I'm trying to grow my channel a little bit, and a lot of people post shorts on Instagram. So I thought, well, I will give that a try. And I've only had it a few days, and I'm getting all these knitting pictures. So yeah, I don't tell people I know that I have a YouTube account. And I finally opened up to my daughter, and she gave me some marketing ideas, and she kind of mentioned the Instagram. I've never done TikTok, and I think I would just waste too much time on TikTok, so I never signed up for that. Maybe I should give it a try. And X, I never did X, but I know how my brain works. I go down rabbit holes, and especially when you're retired, because you have all this spare time. And 30 minutes, 45 minutes later, I'm going, oh my God, I've just wasted all this time scrolling stupid stuff. So I really kind of had to watch that. And and then I start a YouTube channel. Yeah. So, go figure. But I've learned a lot on YouTube also. I forget what I got. I had a simple household. Oh, when okay, Mary. Oh, my paper shredder croaked. So I went on YouTube to figure out how to fix it. And I decided it's pretty old, and I oiled it, and I guess it just got old and everything seized up on it. So I'm getting rid of it. I'm buying a new one. So YouTube does have its benefits. Steven Sanchez. I've heard the name and I don't know who he is. How do you like that? I'll have to look up Steven Sanchez. I don't know if James is still here. I don't follow movie stars at all. I'm just kind of, I give you the blank stare. He's a very young singer. Okay. Very young. That's why I don't know him. Yeah, I like classical music. So if it's pop or country, I have no clue. And you can laugh at me. I don't really care. When I was younger, you try to keep up with current movie stars and TV shows and stuff, but the older you get, the less you care about it. So, to each their own. Like 22 great older songs through the 50s or 60s. I don't even. Now, my first name is Donna, and I was working at one job, and this one guy kept singing "Oh Donna." It's a 50s song. I thought, it's cute the first time you hear it, but after that, it's like, don't want to hear it anymore. I just don't. Well, it is 8:30. Do you guys want to keep talking, or shall we go? My cell phone was going off a little bit ago, but I think I'll survive if I don't answer it right away. That's another thing about cell phones. Every time you hear it chime, I gotta go answer it. And then you look at the message and it's not quite spam, but spammy enough. Well, Marcia, I'm really glad you stopped by, and I'm on here every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we just kind of gab for a while, and I just kind of a growing community, and I appreciate everybody that comes online. So I think I'm going to call it a night. I usually talk for an hour. I've been on here an hour and a half. So what's today? Today's February 26th. Next week will be March already. So hope everybody has a good rest of the week and a good weekend. And if you're snowed in, I hope the snow melts. And I will see you next week. Good night. Oh, it's asking me. I think I'm stuck.